Hello, viewers. You're welcome to another episode of The Now Show. I'm your regular host, Abosede Osho. And today, we are going to be talking about the youth in politics, leadership, and governance. And my guest today is somebody who I call Mr. Passionate about the youth in politics, leadership, governance, everything youth and politics. Mr. Deji Alebiosu. Mr. Deji Alebiosu is the founder and CEO of Pike and Holly and leads a team at Fironche, a tech startup that provides last-mile logistics solutions to individuals and small businesses. He's a seasoned strategic communications professional with years of experience driving strategic engagement across government, public sector, and pan-African markets. With unchanging determination, he's laying the groundwork for a brighter tomorrow, step by step, as he continues to inspire those around him. A dedicated future ambassador for greatness, Alebiosu has carved a path that transcends borders, positioning himself as a beacon of hope and change for his beloved Nigeria and beyond. Fondly known as AA among his peers, he's steadily establishing himself as the future global ambassador for Africa's great nation, Nigeria. At the forefront of his mission is the Deji Alebiosu Foundation, a non-profit organization driving impactful initiatives in education, social development, leadership, politics, and governance. Through the foundation's work, Alebiosu is not just advocating for progress, he's actively crafting the blueprint for a brighter, more prosperous future for Africa and the world at large. As a global ambassador, his influence extends far and wide, inspiring generations to come. Deji's path towards becoming a key global figure is unfolding, and the future holds even greater possibilities for this dynamic leader. Once again, help me welcome on the Now Show Global Ambassador Deji Alebiosu.
Thank you.
My brother, my friend, my son.
Everything rolled into one.
Everything, yes. Deji. Thank you once again. So we're talking the youth in leadership, governance, politics.
Yeah.
So I know you're one that you are a youth yourself.
Yes,
I say that, and you look it, and you've had a passion for years about the youth making a mark in this country.
Yeah.
How come? Why? What brought about that?
First, thanks for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to feature on the Now show.
Thank you.
I am an ardent follower of the show.
Thank you.
And it's an honor to feature on the platform. So my passion was born out of the will for nation building and to make a difference, understanding that there's more to Nigeria's greatness beyond people just, wanting to be in public office for what is what, without having as much impact as expected. So it's understanding that there can be a paradigm shift with governance in Nigeria, well, not even at the level where we can compete with, advanced democracies. And I genuinely believe that the more young people that are involved, the more young people that are engaged, it would, further put us closer to where we ought to be. So yeah, over the years, I've, always been a key driver of youth engagement in politics, because I do understand that our generation can be the turning point generation in terms of our inputs, our ideas. There's that consciousness that we can't continue like this. So for me, it's realizing that every single person can either be on the right side of history or be on the wrong side of history. So until you participate, you cannot complain. If everybody says politics is dirty, you can then be the detergent. It's not to be on the outside and, keep complaining, keep lamenting, if NEPA is not working, you can go in there and try to fix it. So it's understanding that you can be that driving force.
It's interesting you're saying that, that you can't be that driving force. But you do hear a lot of youths, coming up with the excuse that, the older ones don't want to give us room. They're still there. It's still the same people who are recycling themselves. What do you have to say to that?
So power is not served a la carte.
You have to take it.
Yeah, because you just have, because these guys in power, if you look at a large number of them, they got involved when they were really young. Look at Nigeria's trajectory from the military era, from even independence, their Awolowo's, their Ziko's, their age at the time, they began to lead. So it's first a lot of young people discovering what their potentials are, understanding that there's no disparity in capacity. It's what you have inside of you that you can, bring to the fore. So for me, it's not an age thing. Governor Fashola is one of the finest governors. He was governor when he was 43. And there are a lot of young people that are in government that are doing really well. A couple of them that I know personally. So it's not an excuse to say, I'm too young, because you're an adult. So you make decisions for yourself. So the same decisions can also be translated to
once you can make decisions
exactly.
for yourself. So what's stopping you?
But I'll definitely encourage people. The mindset we have about politics is not really what it is. You can decide to be on the good side. You can decide to be on the bad side. It's largely built on principles and morals. There are certain things, that I will not do from a moral place, from place of conscience, from my principles. But it's not, I don't think it's a function of age, because all of these guys that have, present setup, they've been there since the early 90s. So if you don't start, if you don't start, you can't, make any difference. So you just have to get involved.
So without you getting involved, you can't be making excuses that they don't want to make room for you. Have you tried to come into the room at all?
So on my part, I belong to the school of thought that says you definitely have to be prepared, because politics in itself would take a lot from you, mentally, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And then you have to, keep building yourself. You have to keep growing, keep learning. So it's not you just wanting to join and say, I have an idea, I can make a difference. No. You have to learn the ropes, understand the dynamics, understand what season you are in. Personally, at any point in your life, to now say, okay, listen, I'm ready for it. So it's not on the side. I'm doing a lot. Advisory. I'm doing a lot. Policy. My foundation is doing too many. So in my mind, I'm like,
so many things you're doing.
Exactly.
And it's like when they say preparation meets opportunity.
Exactly.
So tomorrow, if they hear Deji has been named ambassador to somewhere, people will say, how did he get it? But they would know that you are actually preparing for this thing.
Yes.
You are not just sitting down. So what you are advising is that your peers, all these youths, must make sure that they are involved.
Yes.
They are prepared. They are preparing one way or the other.
Yes.
They are coming to the room. They shouldn't wait for somebody to ask them into the room.
No.
They need to get into the room.
Nobody's going to invite you into the room, because the people inside is like the room is too small for them. Because then again, power in itself is something you can make of whatever you want to make it. There are people that are...
Please come again on that.
Power
is whatever
you in itself you make of it. So there are people that wield power and influence wrongly, and it shapes our lives. And there are people that, one reform, one policy also has, positive effect. So it's understanding that the people there also have interest. Politics is largely about interest. Patronage, reward system. So the people inside, whatever benefits, is attached, the perks, it's not just going to go away. Because the moment you lose that privilege, it is off. You can't do anything from the outside. And you also don't want to just, keep nagging and complaining about what's not working. So it will take time for people to understand that there are different dynamics to how these things work.
So, okay, so now talking about the youth getting involved in politics, and we have seen some youths who have come out. People have said, and we've seen that it seems some of these youths are people that are children of those who are in politics now.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say about this? I know that, Deji Alebiosu, people will say, but the Alebiosu family are also involved in politics and everything like that. I know that it's not your dad directly who, but what would you say to, should I call it, is it becoming a dynasty thing? Is it becoming a lineage thing? Or
I'll be very honest.
Yes.
I'll be very honest. The Alebiosu name has really helped me. I would admit. But in as much as, there are different dynasties and families that have come before, the Alebiosu. It is what you make of it. So there are places I have gone to, and it's not the premise of my surname. It is on the premise of what I have done for myself. As he opened up opportunities for me, I get into political circles and people warm up to me because I'm an Alebiosu. And, a lot of them would not know, the backstory of whether we are directly related or not.
Okay.
But, the name.
Just the name.
Exactly. But it's usually on the premise of...
we're a name-dropping society.
So it's usually on the premise of what I've also done for myself. So you can be a Dangote, but Aliko is Aliko. You are Deji, Dangote. So you'll be judged by what you... So it's just like you commit an offense. Your surname is your surname, but the responsibility is on you. You are going to be judged by your actions. So in as much as, a lot of people are prepping up their children, their families, it's also unfair because you cannot judge me by, what I can bring to the table or what I can do or what I cannot do, my capacities. You can't judge me because of my surname. So it's largely understanding that people hold different prospects and different potential. So it'd be unfair to say, because this person's surname is this. So until I have friends that are beneficiaries of, their surnames, and they've been doing amazingly well. Take Gani Obasa, for example. A lot of people had reservations, but he's one of the best local government chairmen in Lagos today. So if you get the opportunity by the virtue of your surname, it behoves on you to then make the most of that opportunity, because not everybody would be an Alebiosu. I haven't gotten an opportunity to serve yet, but I then would not bring the name to disrepute, if I have the opportunity to. But I think it's only fair if people are prepping up their families, their children. It's lasting legacy. So it's what the children or the relatives make of those opportunities that they should be adjudged by.
Okay. So what would you say to somebody out there who does not have a name in politics, does not have a father or an uncle or something, and what would you say to him?
What I would say is, you are not different from every other person. Nothing makes you inseparable by the virtue of your surname. People will judge you by your act of community service, how well people can relate with you, the level of impact you've made in their lives. Little things are speaking of their cause. People just want access. So a lot of time we build...
I wanted to repeat that. People just want access.
Yeah, people want to be able to reach you. There are too many times that I didn't know it's so much of a big deal. People call me, last man told my car, call this person. It's a little thing, and then people make it
because they see you as a problem solver.
So, people see, and then sometimes I'm like, the only time this person calls me is when he's in a problem. And there are times when, building control, I did this, I flouted this, I flouted. What you can do, you do. So it's on those little things that people then begin to see how much they can entrust leadership to you. Because the essence of leadership is to be able to cater for people that, believe in you, your followers, make an impact in their lives, make a difference. So if people do not see you in the light of, this young person, even though his family is not well off or prominent or come from, a legacy family, by the virtue of his work, by the virtue of how well we're able to relate with him, are you available when they, are you involved, as it were? So it's not even a function of party politics. It's largely about there are carnivals in your, neighborhood. Are you there? Are you supporting? Are you, aligning
Is
with
your
any
impact
candidate?
being felt
Exactly.
in any way?
In your immediate community. So you can be from Lagos Island and stay in Lekki, but people back home, are they able to say, oh, there are too many success stories, but they have to be able to identify you with where you're from. So when you now say, oh, I want to serve you, there are people that are, running now, and people call me to say, oh, should we support this person? Should we support? And I'm like, put it on par. What has this person done to deserve, we're endorsing this person? And say, okay. And there are times when I feel their candidate, I won't even lie.
I like the way you say, what has he done to us?
We
endorse this candidate.
I have supported candidates, that have won and have lost.
Okay.
And then every time I say, this is who I'm supporting, people say reasons on the, premise of, okay, this person, this is why, we trust your judgment. But when you're a leader, people tend to align with your values because they then see it as, if this person, feels this is the right candidate, let's go and support. But you should not say, oh, because you're a son of nobody, you shouldn't get. No. There are sons and daughters of nobodies that
people
have
come out
the ladder.
Of nowhere.
Yeah. So it's largely what you've done, how people identify with your persona. So that way I'm now able to say, okay, then if I'm permitted to say this person would carry us all along. And the essence of, in as much as we like to feel that, it's I don't want to say corruption, there are too many opportunities in government, and it's usually not monetary. Not everything is monetary. There are opportunities with job opportunities, slots, all of those stuff, appointments. So the essence is there's a reward system. World over, in the US, the president has his friends, that he would empower when he gets into office. The governor has friends he will give contracts to. So if people don't see in the light of, why should we support candidate A? What is the need for us? There's no patronage, there's no reward system. So there's no point supporting you, even if you're a nobody or a legacy child. Yes.
But in your estimation, do you think the youths are doing enough to be part of leadership and governance in this country?
I honestly don't think we're doing enough because from my experience, I think young people are just waiting for crumbs. Let me just get essay, new media, let me be posting for a senator. Why? You can be the senator yourself.
Wow.
I like that. You can't say, councillor, let me just win my word. No. So people tell me, Deji, why not start from this one? I'm like, I know the potential and the capacity what I carry. We can do much in this role than this role. Understanding that a councillor is limited in what he can do. A chairman is limited in what he can do. A state legislator is limited in what he can do. But say, for example, you're a federal lawmaker in Abuja, there's a lot, you can do holding an office at the national level because you're making policies that affect Nigerians, not just restricted to your constituency in Lagos Island, in Surulere, in Alimosho. No. So oftentimes, it's usually me seeing young people as though we're already being defeated mentally and psychologically. So a lot of young people just feel, you know what, these babas are not going to leave the place for us. But you have to fight.
Yes.
It's not served a la carte. A large number of these guys, fought their way using different tools, media, using street urchins. I'm not advocating for that, but power is not served a la carte. Look at the trajectory of recent elections in terms of the voter intimidation. If these guys will not understand that there's a difference to be made or there's an opportunity to touch lives, they won't be fighting for that position. So whilst you're chasing being a new media aide to a governor, you can as well pull yourself forward. So people do not vote for, in as much as we say, people vote for parties, I for one think people vote for individuals.
The individuals, yes.
Because people buy into the individual before they buy into the party. There are people that have contested elections via opposition parties and have defeated incumbent ruling parties.
Yes, true.
So it's, understanding your identity, that there's so much you can contribute. So yes, we encourage a lot of young people that in as much as it is tough, you need a lot of resources. A lot of resources. But from my own knowledge and experience, I think it's a relationship thing. Being connected to people back home at the grassroots and being connected to mentors that can guide and advise. Why not let us do it like this? Why not let us do it? So even if you don't get to the peak, you be in the middle, but you won't fall off and start from, like that. So oftentimes it's good to, follow counsel. So every time in politics, we are consulting. So it's advisable to consult. But I think young people also need to take that charge, demand accountability from leaders, voice out, speak out. We also need to galvanize ourselves into
going to say that, yeah.
Into a unit. Everybody is divided. Everybody is, and then we are too tribalistic. The least of us cannot be ruling the best of us. So until you put yourself forward, you would only be on the outside and keep complaining.
So what are you thinking you can do, or the youths who are participatory now can do to have the other youths, to be included in this, be part of this politics, governance, leadership that we're talking about? Because it's very important. You can't want change if you're not part of the change.
True.
We all say, we want change, we want, but if you cannot sit at the side and complain and not be part of the solution.
True.
So how are you working on bringing them in to be part of this solution, to be an all-inclusive? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
So
with our work at the Deji Alebiosu Foundation, for example, it's a platform that brings stakeholders together from the private and the public sectors. You've been a feature on one of it. So essentially, what we tend to do with the symposium, for example, is to have thought leaders add their voice to conversations that has to do with young people being charged to play their own part. Join the political party. Even if it's the opposition, nobody wants to be in opposition because there are no pecs, being in opposition. But first thing, get involved at your grassroots level, at your ward level, just form a unit. The people that built the present parties, they also started from somewhere. So if you can nominate one of yourself to say, okay, you know what, Jide, run for councillor.
Yes.
And everybody supports Jide. Jide is going to win.
Yeah.
But
so it's just having a voice.
Yeah. Basically, putting ourselves together as a unit and understanding that we carry so much power. Because what a lot of young people do not realize is we have that voting numbers now.
Because I was going to say that,
in terms of our youth demography,
straight in numbers.
The numbers are really huge.
The youths have it all.
Yeah, their numbers are really huge.
So, and they're not harnessing that.
I think we're also distracted. Like social media, like there are not too many young people that I can say, would make good leaders in the next few years because there are too many things we're consuming. There are too many things we're consuming that, is deflective. It's not going to take us anywhere. So until we realize that we need to even reorientate our young people, different political platforms, we need to do a lot of sensitizations for, young people to even get involved. But all of the people that are driving those awareness and conversations, they are, relatively few. Wow. The other people that are on the outsides are just clamoring for, let me just be a part of, the establishment. Let me get in, bastardize national cake, But for me, we're too distracted as young people.
How do we change the mindset of the youth from this national cake? How do we do this?
I, for one, my brand of politics is disruptive politics. Disruptive in the sense that we can't keep going like this. Like there's just got to be somebody that will come in and say, no, there's got to be a new order in our way of doing things. So if I get elected, for example, in an elective role, in an executive elective role, there's going to be a lot of me non-conforming to what we're used to. Because if you look at societies that work, it is built on order. So here, there are too many things that are not tolerable, that we are, like it's the norm. But to me, basic decency, little things, don't drink and drive, like it's just, so for me, is understanding that until one person makes or lays a foundation, nothing is going to change. So, because
come again on that.
Until
one
person comes and lays a foundation, nothing is going to
lays.
change. So I basically just want to encourage young people to get more involved. You know, there's gotta be we being the turning point, you know, generation, resetting things, restructuring things, reshaping, you know, policies and making sure they are reformed. So there's a whole lot we can do, you know, lay down for the coming generations to come. So our generation will be, you know, judged on what we did differently, not on what we meant.
You know, for me personally, you know, they keep saying the youth are the future of Nigeria, the future. For me personally, I don't think they're the future. I think they're the present.
Yeah.
And it is what they do now that is going to determine what the future is going to be.
True.
So what exactly is their contribution now? That's why I needed you to come on the show to, you know, talk to youth, encourage them, you know, get them to do more, to be more inclusive in this race, in this journey, you know, and everything like that. Let's stop thinking of just ourselves. And truly, if things are not good for the country, it can't be good for us.
True.
So we just need, you know, I said, maybe they will listen to me. Let me bring somebody who has a passion, who is involved, to get them to be more involved in this thing. So Deji, please talk to them more. I need you to hammer it.
So for me,
Yes.
I'd like to say a lot of the time.
You've been doing it. I need them to know that you have been doing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before now,
Yes.
I've been involved with too many, you know, advocacy groups. If I can recall, I was part of Acts Now. I was part of.
You used to do this Nigeria
Gen
stand up
Voices,
Nigeria.
yeah, made in Nigeria.
I mean,
You know,
this man is just. And when I say he's passionate, yes.
You know, we've done Gen Voices, we've done Acts Now, we've done. I'm part of N.O.W. Nigeria. You know, and then different advocacy groups, and of course, Yaga is also doing a lot, raising consciousness about electoral involvement and all of that. But for me, I think it still boils down to what we're doing back home at the grassroots. So aside from a bigger platform like the symposium that we're presently doing at the foundation, we thought, okay, young people, what unites them? It's music, football, you know, not too many young people want to.
And everybody's a content creator.
Exactly, like, you know, so what
Everybody's a content creator.
what we did
you know?
was to even look at what the issues are in terms of, you know, data. So we realized that a lot of young people, there's a surge in drug abuse, you know, intake and usage. So we thought, okay, you cannot speak to people that are already mentally disoriented. So best bet is what brings them together. Football, music, content creation. So okay, let us pick one thing first, which was football. So you cannot reorientate or educate people that are not mentally aligned with what they want to hear. So we then thought, okay, instead of you guys, you know, abusing all the drugs, there's a high rise in, you know, drug abuse amongst young people. So let us organize football competitions.
What exactly is responsible for this?
Too many factors. One, as a people, we've lost, you know, our values.
Wow.
First off, you know, you see how young people move around and be like, you know, like, do they have parents? This, that. So we've lost, as it's unfortunate, but I think that is what it is.
Yes.
We've lost our values, that moral compass to then say, no, this is wrong, this is right. So we have to first correct that. Conscious, you know, platforms like this further amplifies or echoes what we should be doing differently. So with what we're doing with the football thing, we realize that a lot of them, you know, get excited. And so there's a Unity Cup coming. There's, you know, this, there's that.
Okay.
So that way, the time that you're going to sit idle, you know, you're engaging with some extracurricular activities, and that way we're able to then, absorb into what we're trying to do. To say, okay, you can actually live like this. We're creating opportunities for scouts to come and watch. So that way you're able to reinvent yourself. So there's another way. So you cannot make a change you just have to start from where you are in the little things. So that way, a lot of people now begin to see reasons that, okay, I can actually be more useful to myself, to my family, and to the society. So if you're going to now tell them, because all of these vices, influences, for somebody that on election day has already taken something, his sense of judgment is already destroyed. There's no way he's going to vote for the right candidate. But for somebody that, so we have to make sure that all of these vices are curbed, and then we have, mentally productive young people. But now there's a high rate of unemployment. There's a lot of out of school children. So once these people are absorbed into like the real society, it further compounds on the problems we're facing. So until we address those foundational issues, nothing is going to change.
Wow. I'm so happy, hearing you talk. You have said the grassroots is very important. So if you live in Banana Island and your grassroots is a Lagos Island or Alimosho or something, please go back to the grassroots. And whether it is through football or music, something to get them engaged so that you can now introduce this politics and governance to them so that they can be part of it. Wow, Deji, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure that, this few minutes, we can't cover everything. We're limited by time, So I'm sure in this few minutes that we've had this discussion, it will be very insightful for somebody there who is asking themselves that, can I be part of politics? Can I be part of governance? Yes, you can. So Deji, thank you so much for sharing your time, your experience, your knowledge, your insights with us, and thereby, inspiring others out there. So there's something we do on the Now Show, which we call the last word, which is, if somebody doesn't remember everything that we discussed, something you want to leave with the audience. So Deji, your last word on the Now Show.
Well, I would say, as a young person, you hold the ace to your life. For some of us that are now, are judged as shining lights. Some of us, grew up in Lagos Island. And, we turned out really well. Mentoring, parenting, played an adverse role. But most of the time, it's largely dependent on yourself, what you choose to make of your life. So I would like to encourage every young person, every adult that is watching this now, that you are a reflection of what you think you are. So try to mirror yourself as the future you envision from today.
Wow. Thank you so much. Try to mirror yourself as the future you see. My brother, my son, my friend, Deji Alebiosu, born and bred, Lagos Island, is doing us proud. He's no longer there, but he's still making impact. Thank you for being on the Now Show. So, your regular host, Abosede Osho, signing off with my brother, Deji Alebiosu. So we'll see you again on the Now Show. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't, subscribe to the Now Show channel today and hit the notification bell so that you do not miss any video that is uploaded. Thank you for watching.